I do want to ask you, and you can answer however you like, about the Slovenian national World Cup soccer team and your feelings about it as a Slovenian.
I can answer, but I know. Okay, I can give an answer.
That's at the end, though.
Yeah. Okay, I will answer definitely, yes, because I think we are a historical mistake. We don't belong to that league. We are too bad. We do go to South Africa.
I know, yes,
it's a historical mistake. We are a nobody, no.
But you beat Russia.
Sorry?
You beat Russia.
Russia is no longer what it was under Stalin.
They were never the greatest soccer power. So,
no, they were when I was very young.
Yeah?
Russia was quite something.
Well, 1966.
They had, how was it called? Yashin, the great, how do you
call
it? Goal.
Considered by many the greatest.
Yeah, kind of.
So, indulge me here a little bit about Slovenia and the World Cup. Right.
No word. I said no words. Just.
I mean, yesterday you spoke about the necessity to critique nationalism. Obviously, this is an expression of grand nationalism. Will you root for Slovenia? What's the sentiment in Slovenia towards the team? Is this a way to rally people for the nationalist cause? Obviously, it must be.
No. It's not so strong.
Okay.
It's not so strong. The big nationalist issue today is, we have some small border dispute with Croatia.
Okay.
Especially about where is the border, the frontier on the sea. Does Slovenia have direct access to open sea and so on? And this is mega point of national mobilization. The whole nation is split. The left, center-left, corrupted left, is for an arrangement where some international tribunal, not Hague, of course, another one, international court will judge. The more radical and right-wingers and nationalists are against. So this is now the nationalist obsession. The enemy now is Croatia, of course, not the real enemy. We still go there for tourism, but the tension. So, no, it's not to that extent. I think that it's much more, if you look, what's the problem for nationalists? That although we have now, so I'm told, in my life I never was at a soccer match, but in Slovenia, other sports, like especially skiing, basketball to a certain extent, but especially ski, are much more points of national identification.
Right.
The true stars, for example, are some girls who won some medals, one silver, one bronze, or whatever, in skiing. They are the true heroes. Also for another reason, because although there are mostly Slovenes in national team, but it's a long tradition from Yugoslavia, because we were a richer republic, that many of our soccer players in Slovene teams came from other ex-Yugoslav, Serbia, Bosnia, Macedonia republics. So, this is a problem for nationalists, like it's not pure enough. So it's not, there is a certain element of pride, but again, if I may be a little bit of a pessimist, with this secret awareness of that we are surprised how did we succeed. Like, we are secretly aware we don't really belong into that league. Basically, nobody expected.
But supposedly they're a team with great cohesion because they don't have stars and the coach has them working.
That's good. That's good. Paradoxically, maybe we succeeded precisely because we didn't have any superego pressure to succeed. It wasn't this situation whose extreme expression was, I think, under Stalinism, when I think once Russia lost, basically they all went to Gulag for some time, or North Korea and so on, It was a much more open situation. Yes, it is a cohesion, but nonetheless, it's not what you expect. It's not, soccer in Slovenia is nonetheless, even, I would say, considerably less than in countries like Italy, Spain, or United Kingdom.
Croatia and Serbia, perhaps.
Even there.
Because you're close to the mountains, skiing is more popular.
Yeah.
But the country, of course, will be on center stage in the group with the United States, not a great soccer nation, but
But you are the main problem, if I heard it correctly.
Yes,
because the idea is, who is the other one? UK.
Algeria, the only team this time from.
But there is the fourth one. Who is the fourth one?
England.
Okay, England we don't have a chance because two go to next stage. Two of four. No,
two.
So you are the problem for us. No? Algeria, okay, screw that.
Possibly.
Sorry,
all the three teams beneath England will compete. is the situation.
Yeah, but the idea is that you are the key.
Yes,
we will
probably.
manage with so we are
Probably.
now objectively we are the greatest enemies. If you are but I don't. You know, my ignorance towards soccer started already when I was serving the army in '75. This will amuse you, because this was fully supported as the patriotic event. Whenever there was an international soccer match, Yugoslavia versus, all military activity was suspended. We were all enthusiastically, or they were, watching TV and applauding and so on. So the problem was they needed a volunteer to remain there in front of our room where guns were posted, no? And I always volunteered, because screw it, I wasn't interested in soccer. It was wonderful for me to have a couple of hours to be able to read in peace. And then first they were glad.
Wait, was this the Yugoslav team?
Yeah,
they were great. They were great.
And then it got me into trouble. Because they said, but is this guy really patriotic or what? And I remember they asked me, how is it that I don't care? And basically I paraphrased, you know, that wonderful old saying when they asked George Bernard Shaw, why is he indifferent towards horse races? He said he never got it. Why are people so fascinated by the obvious fact that one horse runs a little bit faster than another? No. And I said that for me it's the same. What is so fascinating in the fact that one idiot kicks a ball better than another? No, I know I missed the point, the whole point. But I had, from when I was young, problem generally with sports. For example, it's a much greater treason for nationalists that I'm totally indifferent towards skiing. I was once asked, do you ski? I gave them, I think, a perfectly logical answer. I said, skiing is nonsense. Liz, what does it mean, skiing? You go up so that then you go down. Why not stay down and read a good book? No, I simply don't relate to it. Something is genetically, I'm a genetic freak here. I don't relate to I like, what I do like, sometimes I'm a little bit tempted by these perfectionist sports, for example, tennis.
Sure.
What fascinates me is how can they do it, in what physical condition they have to be when you have this summer on the open field.
Right.
You have 80, 90 Fahrenheit, and they can there be concentrated for 3 hours. They must be monsters. How can they do it, you know?
Wow.
Then I like my own sadistic attitude towards sport. For example, when I was young, I liked to see ice skating, and then of course you watch for a moment, and then somebody will skip and fall. No?
But in playing the sports, I mean, there's certainly a Lacanian framing on the playing of the sports.
Which one? Maybe, but
just the satisfactions of it, the clear focus, object of desire, the scoring of the goals.
No, I agree. I even concede you another point. Some friends try to explain to me that if you really understand high-quality soccer, and you really study it, you see that it's not as simple as stupid. As it involves a very complex collective interaction where you really must, somebody runs here, but it must be coordinated where already it's an extremely
when
complex...
When you're off of the ball, you can move the defense to create spaces elsewhere.
Yeah, but again, this must be precisely coordinated, and this is
they have to know each other's minds.
It's not just an idiot who kicks the ball, no?
And this is what the Slovenians know. They apparently have cohesion in their team of non-superstars.
We Slovenes are evil people. You know what is our envy? Envy is our category. We are envious misers. You know, Scots are supposed to be the people of the miserly people. Scots, no? But you know what's one of our Slovene myths? You know what's the origin of Scotland? One of us was spending too much money. We put him on a boat, and he finished in Scotland.
Now, they know this of you in Slovenia, that you say things like this about Slovenians.
Listen, I am there. I like to provoke them. For example,
so I can use it.
They asked me, when I made a statement like this, they asked me, do you care at all about the fate of Slovene nation? And I make a famous statement, which was then repeated by opposition politicians all the time, right-wingers. I said, 3 minutes of a good film means more to me than the fate of a Slovene nation. Then I made even things worse, because there was a big outcry, and then from Slovene TV, the state one, big one, they came to me and said, do you still stick to that? And I said, no, I changed my mind. Now it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes of a good feeling.
The words of the great Slovenian philosopher Slavoj Zizek.